And first up, we got across to breaking news coming in after doctors. Al Falaha ward boy who has been found in the terror net. Suspicion is growing as Al Falaha's ward boy, who was the one who aided car bomber Umar Mohammed. The ward boy's sinister safe house that was used as a shelter by bomber Umar Mohammed. So much so that logistics, lodging and murky terror link that continues to widen. After more than 7 doctors who have been detained and are being questioned, remember all of them from Al Falaha. The latest is this Al Falaha ward boy who has been taken in. He will now be questioned. This is the ward boy who is in the terror net, who was allegedly not just helping the doctors but had also provided the sinister safe house shelter to bomber Umar Mohammed. Let me cut across to Amit Bhardwaj joining us live with further details of who this ward boy is and what his alleged role is.
Well, Suyesa, the NIA, that is the National Investigative Agency, has nabbed 7th, or rather arrested 7th accused in the Red Fort blast investigation, and this is Soyab, a resident of Thoj village in Faridabad, where Al Falah University is located. Now, what we are given to understand that NIA has arrested Soyab on allegation of harboring the suicide bomber Umar Un-Nabi, and we'll have to also understand the timeline in this particular context. Umar Un-Nabi had, was roaming from one place to other before conducting that suicide bomb at Red Fort, and the allegations against Soyab is that he was the person who was actually harboring Umar Un-Nabi before he actually conducted the 10th November suicide bombing at Red Fort. So that is why he has been taken up, he has been arrested by the NIA, and what we are also given to understand that the allegations of him providing logistical support to Umar before he actually conducted the bombing, and hence the questioning and investigation in this regard will continue. So this particular arrest makes 7th arrest by the NIA into the Red Fort blast investigation. We know for a matter of fact several crucial evidence as well as the physical evidence have been collected from the areas in proximity of Al Falah University. Muzammil's house, one of the co-accused and co-conspirator in the case, is in Dhaz itself, not far away from Al Falah University, the place where the raw material for preparing the bomb was kept. That particular village is also barely 10 minutes away. So essentially right now, while other bigger conspiracy angles are being investigated and probed, the NIA is also looking into material evidence and digital evidence which is being traced from different spots, and because of this dots are being connected and more arrests are being made. The latest arrest in this particular case is of Soyab, who is being accused of harboring Umar Un-Nabi before he actually conducted the suicide bombing at the Red Fort. Back to you, Suyesha.
Amit, continue to give us details of how the investigation proceeds, because this is one ward boy. Probably the net that is widening in terms of more and more staffers who could be aiding these doctors and how they could be doing that.
Well, Suyesa, we know as to how the investigation is being carried out. First, the focus was on the conspirator, co-conspirator, and the people who actually plotted and executed this particular, suicide bombing at Red Fort, the terror attack at Red Fort, and in the market in front of the Red Fort. And after that, what the investigative agencies started doing was they started going through the digital evidences and the material evidence which was actually collected from different spots on and around Al Falah University, be it the house where Muzammil was living, the co-conspirator of the Red Fort blast, or the house, as I mentioned, the village which is 10 minutes away, Fatehpur Tagga village, which is barely 10 minutes away from Al Falah University. At that very spot, I had also gone to the very room where ammonium nitrate was kept in more than 2500 kgs amount, and the other raw material to prepare the bomb. We also know as to how CCTV footage from different spots have been collected. The NIA also recovered the digital devices in which Umar Nabi's, radicalizing videos, the videos meant to radicalize about suicide bombing were recorded. So, and the CDRs are also being looked into, obviously. Hence, you have material evidence, digital evidence, and everything is being connected. And through these, detailed probe, what is being done is that the role of possible people in this particular attack is being zeroed down. Whether they were conspirators, whether they aided the conspirators and the suicide bomber, or they provided any sort of logistical support to these terrorists, and as to how certain inputs might have been taken from the locals, whether they were even aware of their role or not, that is also being looked into. And hence we have seen many of these people on and around Al Falah University, and everybody that might have gotten into in touch with Umarun Nabi and Muzammil, they are being now questioned and probed, and on the basis of these arrests are being also made. Back to you.
Right, Amit, many thanks for getting us the latest. Of course,